Hello, everyone. It's Christmas in July. It is the premiere of Big Brother 23, 2021, y'all. And I have to say, this is probably one of the better premieres I've seen in God knows how long. And before we get started, all these loyal people watching us right now, Matt Henning, Sam Higdon, everybody out there. I'm trying to Stephen Holden, John P. Music, Marty W.,
Romero,
Jared Stegman, Joseph Boza. Okay, Caitlin Weaver, Marty W., and I'm not even going to try.
Yowie.
Yowie. Love you, Yowie. And Pokemon, everybody. And if I miss someone, I'm so sorry. And Paige, we're going to get to your comments. We get ADD when we get in here. And it's just, I just want to say Team Allison is looking very well this evening.
I think Team Beth's looking a little better than Team Allison.
I was just gonna say I have half of the safe team going on right now, baby.
Yeah, but mine won HOH and
fair enough.
Refused. Andrew, do you want to talk about this offer? Let's check it.
So let's jump to the end before we jump to the beginning, right?
Yeah.
CBS advertises all week a offer is going to be offered to the first HOH that is going to be unable to be refused. Like for 1 week, Julie Chen specifically says over and over again, I'm going to make an offer that is going to be impossible to refuse. She even says, before Frenchie makes his decision, we have never offered this to anyone before, Frenchie. And this is how it's advertised, and it's simple. Frenchie, are you going to take it? No. Like, right? Like this whole thing.
He's just shaking his head the entire time. Nope. I'm not going to take anything that you're saying. I don't even care what you say, Julie. I'm just keeping it. I'm just sitting there like, oh, I love that they had to go, okay, Frenchie, why don't you do it anyway? Because we clearly banked on you doing it. So
just do it.
We need the airtime.
Yeah, we got to fill in like 5 minutes. Let's just.
If it was going to be an offer that couldn't be refused, they should have tied it to the prize money. Like it should have been. This raises it to $750 no matter what, and we're going to give you a chance for 2 weeks of safety there. There should have been a little more reward that encompassed the entire house. I'm thinking Kevin hitting the button for the money. In BB,
good one. Joseph says 2 weeks safety for Miss Claire's HOH. Methinks producers wanted Claire as HOH because she was a last minute ad. I could definitely see that.
I think the choice was done before they knew second place.
I will say, Andrew, like you're totally right. Like they've been hyping up like the big risk, big reward. What is this person gonna do when they're in power? But you know, like whenever they like advertise like a new twist is like, oh man, it's gonna shake up the game. I'm like, oh god, how is this gonna rig the game? How is this gonna like ruin the whole season? And honestly, I'm glad it was tame enough that Frenchie saw the forest of the trees and understood that like, you know, it's not good TV if like potentially half of the house is safe next week in week 2. So like let's just like not take it.
That's the aspect. And Frenchie's a game player, so I think he thought about this. Sure, not only am I safe for 2 weeks, but that could be really bad because that only puts 8 people in jeopardy week 2. Whoever his safety team and the other team that wins HOH, that means if I have an ally in that 8, there's a good chance that they're going home. So it's minimalizing the targets for week 2. And I think that went through Frenchie's head a little bit.
I also have to say that makes a lot of sense also because people tend to make an ass of themselves in the first week. And if there's somebody who's in that 8 who is entitled enough to feel like they're safe for 2 weeks, why would you want to give them extra safety?
For sure.
It just creates like a sticky situation if like half of the house is safe and then like the veto situation gets wonky. We saw it in Big Brother Canada 9 when they had like the 2 teams at the very beginning of the season and how quickly production dropped that twist because they realized it wasn't working. So I have faith that Frenchie probably saw it that season and was probably like thinking that way too.
Joseph's comment is literally exactly what you just said, Tyler. Frenchie's real fan, you need to risk it, however the reward. That was
exactly. That's what I was thinking.
I just keep thinking, what would have Allison done? What do you think I would have done?
Not
You
one-
would have.
you would've
I don't
taken
think. I don't think
not
you would have
won
taken
two
it.
competitions in a row to get to that position in the
This
first
is
place.
true. I wouldn't even made it that far.
accurate, Andrew. Yes, Gibson.
But I appreciate, Beth, I just want to say, first of all, I appreciate you having confidence in me, Andrew telling it like it is, and Tyler keeping that trap shut.
Well, to be fair, I had confidence in you until Andrew said what he said, and then I agreed with him. So I'm kind of a flip-flopper on you for that. Sorry.
I would
about
have
it.
been Sarah Beth. I would have been the last bitch picked. Excuse me, Lord Jesus.
You
But
know,
I
I'm interested. Like, I felt like, can we talk about Sarah Beth for a second?
Yeah.
I honestly don't think that Sarah Beth was picked last for any reason other than the people who had the opportunity to pick her just had a slightly better strategic option.
yeah.
I honestly think that I worry about when people have this kind of perception of themselves going in the first week. I
Right.
honestly think that she's somebody that wouldn't create waves the first week, would be a great person to have in an alliance because I think you can manipulate her. I don't think that she's going to be some kind of like strategic prowess person. But I think that, like, for example, she goes up against Tiffany. Like, I'm sitting there thinking, if I want to win, Tiffany seemed to have a little bit more grit to her in her answers. So if I'm a team captain, I'm probably going to choose the person who I think is going to have a little bit more of a competitive edge. But I really worry about this getting into people's heads and making her think that she's a weak person. If you're a strategic person, I would want to keep Sarah Beth around.
What team does she end up on? The Aces?
The Kings, I think.
Let's see. So I have this from Joker's updates right here. So
And
she
Hannah's
is
on
in
the Aces.
Christian's team.
That's the Kings.
Yeah. So, and they were the last place team tonight, which like really has me worried for Sarah being the potential first.
Yeah,
Because
me
like
too.
for that first HOH, you're looking for any excuse to nominate people, and often it comes down to like who did the worst in the first competition. And I could see out of that group of four, I could see Sarah being picked off pretty early. So I'm looking at her as like a first boot. I said on the draft, like they were probably casting her with like Nicole Anthony and Big Brother 21 in mind, but I think we're likely going to get Nicole Anthony and Big Brother 22 instead with Sarah. So disappointing to see, but I could have. We all predicted that this would happen, and somebody has to be the first. And you never know. You never know.
I just like the teams. I'm looking at, because I wrote down all the teams, and I have to say, I want to be on Team the Jokers. I don't know. That just looks like a fun team. Listen to this though. Is it Team Christian?
That's the
Team
Kings.
Kings.
Yeah, that just is on a boring group. That's not going to be Alyssa, Xavier, Hannah, and Sarah. Nothing against them, but I'd rather not. I mean,
No, I think that they're going to
no.
be lack of. They're not going to be team fun feeds. I think they're going to be team.
No.
I hope they're in a room with someone who's fun feeds.
And Travis ended up on the Queens with Team Claire.
Okay, so hold on. before
Kyle
we
and Tiffany and
go
Travis.
further,
Okay.
I want to know, not strategic wise, just each of you first impressions tonight. Favorite house guest, least favorite house guest.
I love that. Okay.
Me, living for Derek. F.
Oh God,
I love Derek
him so much.
Me living for Derek X.
Why is that, Tyler?
As,
I'm a
favorite
huge
house
fan
guest,
of tennis. What can I say?
Least favorite house guest. I'm not digging Hawaii.
I was just going to say Travis is my least favorite as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ditto.
what kind of person? I'm sure that they had some kind of prompt, right? Where they were like, give us some fun facts because this will play into something that we're going to do for your intro package. I don't know, something ridiculous like that, right?
Fake key
I
reveal.
don't care if it is your intro package and you don't think any of the other house guests are going to see it, or if it's something that you have been told that the house guests are going to see. You don't lead with, I don't want to wear shoes. Like, come on.
My favorite of that, go to the comp. Every girl's taking off like high heels so they compete. This dude's taking off like loafers so he can compete, right?
I'm just like, my goodness. Like,
Also, did you hear when he like first entered the house? He was like, "Where's the backyard? Hello, recruit. It's right over that way."
Yeah, it's to the left, bro. Come
Left,
on.
bitch. I've never been in the Big Brother house, and I could direct you exactly where the kitchen
Listen,
is.
we'll tell you where everything is.
I can tell you everything what's on the right, on the left. Give me a break.
We've
I
got
really
lots of
hope-
comments. So, like a lot of people are like in Claire, which of course,
Yes.
like I like. We are blessed. So the last time we were on, we were
I'm
talking
blessed.
about Yeah, Allison is truly blessed because she had Christy in her draft, and Christy is no longer with us in the Big Brother house. So Claire has taken her place, and Claire is a huge super fan. She has like a 70-page Bible on Big Brother. She made a Survivor for her college, which is like freaking awesome. Like she is a true
She
fan
just played
of this
an LRG in New York City like not even a month ago and did really well apparently. So I mean, this is someone who is a gamer, who has a lot of strategy, who has studied, who listens to all the different podcasts, who's involved with different strategy games. And I can see her going far, but I feel like what inevitably happens with Big Brother is that those players don't end up winning. They end up getting far and then they get fucked over. And I think that's what's going to happen.
Or they play too hard too early and go early.
Heather
Agree,
Rogers,
Gibson.
I think she's talking about Travis, right? He graduated from UT Austin. It's not easy. He's not dumb as he's pretending. I agree. I don't think he's dumb. I just don't like him because I was forced to take him on my team.
I don't think he's dumb. I think what he did wasn't socially smart for the game, which is like you lead with something that's going to be endearing. And I don't mean that just for socially smart for the game. I mean that for socially smart for being on a television show.
Yeah. Why didn't I take my shoes off? Why don't you just leave?
I did love in the comments somebody called him a Walmart John B. And if you've seen Outer Banks on Netflix, like it's so true. Outer Banks is a great show on Netflix. Check it out, season 2, July 31st. But he is John B. from that show.
He's the Walmart equate Tyler Crispin. Okay, he's the great value.
You order Tyler Crispin online, and this is what delivers from Wish.com.
I ordered what I got. Okay.
Oh man.
And Allison
that is so true. Another person that really impressed me was Whitney. I will say, like her like preseason stuff, I was like, oh gosh, like I'm like not feeling this chick at all. There's like TikToks of her with like machine guns in the forest, like not feeling that. But I kind of got like Catherine Dunn from Big Brother 20 vibes. I don't know if anybody else, or Big Brother 21.
A little smarter.
Yeah, 21.
A little smarter.
But she seems a little messy, which is good.
I want to say something though. I'm a little disappointed in Big Brother for editing her photo and slimming her down. If you look,
I 100% agree.
I'm pissed off about that. She's beautiful and curvy, and there was no need for that. If you go back and look, she's super skinny and obviously not, but I mean, that's just not
totally
very,
agree, Allison. I literally posted in our group chat of the 4 of us chatting tonight that I was so happy with the body diversity for women in particular, because yes, of course I'm happy to have someone like Derek F, who's a fuller figure man on as well. Like I'm happy for body diversity and as well as sexual orientation, gender, race, whatever else we're going to talk about for diversity. It is insulting not to present people the way that they truly are when we're going to see them on feeds. It's not like we're going to see them edited all the time. So you might as well just like show us who they are. Give us like Whitney is absolutely stunning.
Yes.
I love her. I love her more in real life than I did the edited photos. And that's not a slam to anybody who's skinnier. She just has a beautiful body. And it was something to me that I really appreciate as someone who has a little bit more weight on her, a little bit more curves. I don't get to see that kind of representation. And so I was really here for the multiple of women who had maybe a little bit more going on than we've seen in others.
Especially because she's a mother of 2. Also, like that's like a big part of that too. So
I'm 4'11". That's like they photoshopped my legs to make me look like 5'10", and all of a sudden I pop up and I'm like, you can't even like. It's like, hello everyone. I'm Allison.
Hats off in general to the new casting group.
100%.
Yes.
Overall, Robin should have been gone a long time ago. And this new group, I think, overall brought us characters. I think they brought us diversity on so many levels past. And I said this in the chat earlier. I was knocking the casting group at our draft for hitting that quota on the dot of 50% POC. But as we begin to unwrap these layers more and more and more, I'm really seeing the diversity that exists in this from LGBTQ to just personality types to body types to everything. And I think that diversity is truly flourished in this cast. So hats off to them completely for that. I hope that is brought in, and I hope it's reciprocated for the whole season. I hope we're just not saying that now.
Yeah, I had no idea.
First time in a long time for Big Brother.
I think now, something I said at the draft that I'm backing up on, the fact that we didn't have these videos and we didn't have so much information. Tonight was more fun because of that, I thought.
Yes.
I was really, truly meeting these players for the first time and almost checking my diversity. And like you said earlier, Tyler, with your personality about Whitney, the judgments I made on some of these people before, now that we truly have met them, have changed. And I was quick to perceive certain people.
Yes, but that is not your fault, Andrew. That is casting's fault for like giving us such like the same cookie cutter person every single season. And now it's like different, especially after Big Brother Canada 9. You didn't watch that season, Andrew, but like they had huge shoes to fill after how successful and diverse that season just was, right? And like even like I had no idea Claire was bisexual. I had no idea Sarah has a girlfriend.
I didn't either.
I didn't know that Brittany was autistic.
Neither.
It's
like we have
really
neurodiverse people on the show too. And I think that that's something like we've had neurodiverse people by accident on the show. I don't think they were cast with that in mind or that it was even known ahead of time. This is something that I think is really important. When they say 50% POC, that is one marker of diversity. And of course, I would love to see more than just that. We've seen a lot of white people honestly, frankly, ruined the show for the past few years. Might as well bring in other races into this point. And that's my thought on it. But diversity is always going to be a cornerstone of a social strategy game. When this show first started off, and I didn't watch it at this time, so I know that I'm speaking from what I understand about the show. When this show started off, it was about a social experiment about people from various different parts of life. Could they work together strategically in order to win a game? And we've seen shades of that, but we've lost that over the past like 7 seasons at the very least, where it's just turned into what kind of cookie cutter model will win this year? Which majority alliance made up of the same friggin' people are going to win this year? And I'm really excited to see what kind of exciting gameplay, what kind of drama, what kind of real life conversations we're going to have. What kind of new things can we discover about a social strategic game and experiment in a reality show TV format this summer?
I cannot relay enough how important it is if you have never seen Big Brother Season 1. You need to go watch at least the first episode. The winner of Big Brother 1, Eddie, had one damn leg. He lost a leg as a child from cancer. So, I mean, the guy, and he played, you need to go watch back. That, to me, was really the last time there was ever a diverse cast in Big Brother U.S. history, was 21 years ago. Go. I'm just saying, watch first episode. Also, I want to give props to me, Allison S. Kelly, for Big Brother OTT coverage 6 years ago, because I've watched a live move-in and it went on for like 8 hours.
I want to give props to
so lucky. It was 90 minutes.
I want to give props to some of our friends in the chat here who are opening up about like they are autistic as well, and I'm glad that you guys have some representation this season.
100% agree.
That's what this is about. I mean,
Adrian, Pokemon,
being able to relate
Joseph,
to someone in the cast personally and be like, "Holy crap, I could do this too." Like that should be what the point of these shows are. So the fact that we're seeing that in the chat here, again, kudos to the casting team. Kudos to you that are saying this, representing what America should look like. And when I look at this cast as a whole, I feel like I do have like here's a section of America put into this game.
Yes.
Yeah. And like 100%. I will say like one more like personal note from like my perspective of this is like, so I've like applied for this show like so many times and like literally never even gotten like a callback for it. And I've always wondered like, is it because I'm like, I have like a little bit of a tummy? Like I'm not like your typical like Twinkie gay that like they cast every year on Big Brother. And just to see somebody like Derek F just like living his life and getting cast in the BB house, it's just very refreshing and very important representation. And it makes me feel like there is hope for people like us to get cast in the show.
And
I will say
even
that
someone
the
like
one thing that could make this better, and then I'll let you get back to it. There's one person added to this cast that would make it better, and that's Aaron Grimes.
Who?
KKK Aaron from BB15.
Oh, her? Oh, Jesus. Yes, let's put her in this house.
Okay, continue, but I just had to
No. There's diversity, and then there's people who stifle diversity.
Oh, my God.
Listen, I am all about diversity of thought. Okay, I literally don't care if somebody is, let's say, conservative or whatever, because I think it's no shock to anybody here that I am a bleeding heart liberal. Okay,
No.
like I don't care what people's political affiliations are. But if you come into this house, regardless of whatever your political affiliations are, and you're racist and hateful and misogynistic or whatever, and that shit comes out, you better get your ass to the curb, because I'm going to come for you, and so is everybody else, and you're going to learn something. So when you win Big Brother 21, your win gets taken away from you because you're called out on your bullshit. Thank you very much. Best day of my life.
I just want to
That's
say
not true. I'm not that lame.
how happy. I'm just so happy. Look at this. Look at Lily. She's 18. She can't control her excitement over this cast and show tonight. Can you? It's exactly.
She's so
She's not
100%
dead.
level.
You okay? All right. Yeah.
Okay, we're good.
So kind of moving on to, like, Allison kind of touched on this, but like let's just talk about like the live move-in aspect of it, especially compared to like I just tweeted, like, you know, this time last year we were watching them like awkwardly locked out of the have not room that they were trying to reveal on live move-in, and like how like terribly awkward and like the whole misstep last year's live move-in is. A+ to the production for doing it so much better.
Yeah, thank you. Fixing it. Thank you for like not giving the women like a significant disadvantage. And like it's the same comp over and over, but you changed the photo. Thank you very much.
What's crazy about the comp?
I thought it was pretty fair.
I thought it was fair. It's for something that needs to be done quickly. I wasn't mad at it.
Yeah.
I thought it was it was hard to follow without an edit showing us these pictures closer. So for a live comp, I felt that was just hard for me to really get involved in and be like, oh, this person's close, because of how we were watching it from this panned out perspective. So that was, I think, my issue with the comp. I think it's a good comp.
Yeah.
I just don't think it worked on a live move-in as much as something a little different where we can, whether we say about the comp or not, where we can see these balls going towards holes and seeing how everyone individually is doing. So that was my issue. I couldn't really follow it. It was just like...
That's a fair point. I wish that they maybe had like a little icon in the corner that showed you what the picture was supposed to look like the entire time. Like that would have been an easy fix. But like overall, like even though we kind of got to follow the competition maybe a little bit better in BB22's move-in, in terms of fairness for the competition and all that stuff, I mean, it's give and take, right? What are you going to give and take?
Yeah.
You could tell like fairness was thought about like every way through. Even like, so I thought it was just going to be like a regular schoolyard pick where like they pick like out of any of the guys, they pick out of any of the girls for the next round, like that type of thing. But I really liked how it was like paired up like two people. I felt that they did that to make it as fair and like well-rounded teams as possible, instead of Christian picking like another alpha bro and then some like sporty gal that's gonna work. You know what I mean? Like it could easily have gotten
but it was also like it wasn't random. It was production saying this person or this person.
Yeah,
like
I
so
felt that it was fair.
I mean, I don't know, Andrew. You're making me laugh because you're smart. Because listen. Here's the thing. I still don't trust production. You have not earned my trust just because you got a good cast. Because I'm sitting here and you're playing Russian roulette with these players, with certain people, making them pick. It's still, I don't trust it.
Again, I go back to how it was advertised. It was advertised for the first time ever in the history of Big Brother, they were going to get to pick their own teams. They didn't pick their own teams. Production narrowed down who they could pick.
They probably also did that for like us, like as the viewers. Like it's easier to like make a choice between two people, like way two people, instead of like seeing like a whole lineup of people. You know.
And I will say what I did like about it was the fact that they had some sound clips to give you a sense of who they were versus purely off of looks.
Yes,
Let's go back
that
to,
I liked.
let's go back to Big Brother All-Stars 1, okay? BB7. When America's voting for the cast, CBS says from the beginning, you're going to pick 6 of them. We're going to pick the rest of them. And that was made obvious from the beginning that production's going to have involvement in this ultimate decision. Don't tell me that they're going to pick their own cast and then or teams, and then you narrow it down. That's my issue. Be honest from the beginning. You're advertising this as game-changing decisions and non-refusable offers, and first time ever, they're going to get to select their own teams. Yes, they selected their own teams, but it was like, here's a shiny new Mercedes-Benz. Here's a Kia Soul 25 years old, right? And now we pick.
But I didn't feel that way for any of the pairings together. Like for instance, they had like they had Kylan and Xavier, and I said in the draft that's basically like Tyshawn and Jetson. Like that's how I kind of like see them pairing up. So like they're putting people together that production thinks are like comparable to one another in terms of like casting and stuff like that. What are you laughing at?
And 9. Andrew seems grumpy and defensive. Sorry.
Someone said so
Just
true.
another day that ends in Y.
No, we
But
love.
that's why we
Okay,
love
time
him.
out. Jenny Rader from my Twitch chat is an amazing woman. Props to Jenny. Thank you for Jenny. So good to see you in the chat. We rarely get to see you. I'm really excited to see you.
So let's change it up a little bit.
Okay.
I'm going to try not to be grumpy and defensive.
Listen,
Yeah.
don't change you. Be
Good luck.
you, Andrew. Listen, I'm not asking you to part the Red Sea on my show, okay? I mean, whatever. Exactly. That's a new thing. He made fun of me on Facebook because Allison still takes notes, okay, with pen and paper because I'm not a millennial, okay? I'm
This
gonna
is the
grown up.
difference between
Okay,
us.
time out. I am a millennial and I take
I'm a
notes with pen and
grown
paper.
up, huh? Compared to
saying.
Tyler, I'm an adult.
That is true.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. But anyway, okay, I gotta pee so bad, y'all. Anelda, I love you. Anelda updates me on everything. I can't live. I can't live without her. Listen, who do you think Frenchie is potentially going to put up? I'm going to go first.
Okay.
Okay.
And can I just ask for a clarification?
Yes.
Frenchie can put up any of the other 12?
Except who's in his group.
Maybe, because this new power comp is a chance at safety for a risk.
Okay. So let's just say for the time being, out of the rest of the 12, not his own team. And also, hey, Chad, you're right. Jenny is perfect. Thank you. Good to see you, Chad.
Okay. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
I'm going with Xavier
Ooh.
because he wants the jocks out. Remember? He said he wanted jocks out. I'm going with Xavier and Travis.
I think he will stay within a team. Like it's not like there's no incentive to like
I don't think so.
nominate like 2 separate teams in my opinion for the first week. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So piss off 2 teams, and then if your team's up for elimination, you get targeted next week. Is that what you're thinking?
So like
Okay.
keep it within one team, and like you can use the excuse of Team Kings was last, so I'll put up Christian and Xavier together. So
Can I
that's who I
change
think you will
mine?
put up.
Can I change it then?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to go with Xavier and Sarah from the Kings.
I think it's going to be Christian and Sarah from the Kings. I think that he's going to take a shot at Christian for winning
so
the
too.
competition. And then I think that unfortunately, Sarah Beth, even though as I already pleaded my case about this earlier, I think that she's going to be painted as the weakest link or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a completely different approach.
No way.
Shocker.
Grumpy. What's the grumpy approach? What is the salty approach? Please.
I'm going to say Christian and Whitney, and he's going to go for 2 captains.
Oh.
Okay. Well, I can see that.
I
I
do
just say
like Caitlin's comment in the chat. This is Frenchie's part of BB Twitter. I feel like he wouldn't put up anybody POC.
I agree.
I agree. And
I
I'm
agree
just
with
saying
that.
Xavier is just, and it has nothing to do with him being African American. Just
No,
to
no,
me,
no.
he's just a big threat. He's a big physical guy.
I don't think he would go after two captains.
Okay.
I think that puts almost too big. Like, I feel like if there's somebody who's rubbing the house the wrong way within the first 12 hours, like that's who he's going to put up with.
100%. This
You know
is
what I
such
mean?
a hard question to answer.
So maybe like a
Of
Christian
course.
and Sarah together.
I feel like it's going to be, okay, who do you think is going to rub the house the wrong way in the first like 12 hours?
He's going to be safe, Brittany.
Brent, maybe?
No, it's
But Brittany's safe.
Brittany. It's Brittany because that's how it's spelled. If you're gonna come on my show,
But Team Choker is safe, so maybe he targets Brent. I
think it's going to be Travis.
If he targets one of the alpha males, he could pick Travis. Like he could target Travis, like and just saying like he was the last guy to get drafted. So
all I'm going to say is why I'm leaning against Team Queens is if Frenchie and Claire have a conversation about their reality TV, ORG, LRG backgrounds, then there's going to be a bond there.
I'm going to put out there on a limb that I would not be shocked if they already know each other.
Yeah.
Tertiary, not like Christy and Tommy, but like kind of know each other. Like
know of each other. Like, and if I could put one over the other, I bet Claire knows Frenchie more than Frenchie knows Claire. Like that's what I would put money on.
I agree.
I also think it would be really interesting to see if two teams come together as an alliance.
That's what I was saying in the draft, Beth, is like, that was my big fear is that like this, if they didn't like work hard to like balance like who was on each team, I could really easily see like an alpha alliance just like sweeping this whole
100%.
thing because of the team twist. But I'm happy that Frenchie won the first HOH because I think that he is like cognizant enough to like know that that's not the direction that like we need to see in the house.
But I also want to point out something too, that there's been this talk about like, oh, he would put up Xavier because Xavier wants to go after the jocks. Frenchie is not a jock. Like Frenchie is not going to play with like, oh, I want to play with only the macho boys.
I thought Frenchie wanted to put up jocks.
He did. It was Frenchie that wanted to put up the
jocks. I thought you said Xavier wanted to put up jocks. That's why I got confused.
Okay. Yeah. No.
It's much better. Okay.
And listen, Caitlin Weaver, you can't manifest this too much because he's in my draft, okay?
Yeah, he was the first pick.
Who was your first pick of the night?
Said something that y'all said earlier about Whitney. I'll also say, because I'm re-looking at the cast photos on BB23, which they really need to update these crappy MySpace pictures. Hannah, I feel like I'm looking at somebody's top 16, right?
Who's in my top 8?
Hannah was much more beautiful tonight than I thought she was perceived. Also,
okay, Hannah is gorgeous, and I have been saying that. Okay, Hannah also.
I gotta go pee real quick.
She is okay. Go for it. Hannah gives me queen energy, and when I say queen energy, I fully mean I think she is a full-rounded, well-rounded package. And I saw her getting picked last in quite a few of the drafts, and I was like, I don't get it. She is clearly a fan of the game, and she's also somebody who I feel like it has like the perfect amount of personality to like be involved with the conversations, but not have the light shined on her. I think that she could potentially be a really good person for a floater game.
Yeah. So Beth, like
a true floater game.
She fell pretty far down in our draft as well. And like, we got a lot of people in the comments saying like, well, like, why is Queen Hannah like so low? And I said, it's because of her age. Like that, like, remember how like hyped up we were about Haley in Big Brother 20? But she, like, after the season was done, we all said, like, you know, if she was a few years older, like, she probably would have had some more like life experience and like confidence in herself and is capable of becoming a good player. And that's kind of how I feel like we'll see Hannah do. I don't see I'm not ready to stand her on Twitter yet, is what I'm saying. I have to like wait and see how she does.
And I do see that like Pokemon in the chat said she got nothing on US Weekly. I do want to just say, for like contextually for our drafts here. Now, first of all, I literally put together a list. I wasn't able to make it for the draft within like 30 minutes of the cast being dropped. And then we actually, our podcast in general, so the three of these wonderful people, as well as Kim Mattina, went live that night. So we didn't have as much information as RHAP or any of the Nerdtainment or any of these other places that do wonderful coverage of Big Brother.
What happened?
I'm saying that we didn't have as much information about these house guests as other podcasts did when they did their drafts because they waited like a couple of days. We went, what are we seeing in just the pure bios and the photos? And that's it.
Plus, no one's going to trust me
MySpace
with confidential information. It's not going to happen.
So, but saying that, like there were some people who were like, oh, I feel like maybe Hannah didn't get as much love because like she didn't really get anything in US Weekly. I think that absolutely could be the case for like at other drafts, but contextually for our draft, US Weekly was a non-issue because it wasn't even out anyway for when we did our draft.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
I don't think Haley was a god-awful player. I felt like Haley was the only one out of that other side of the house that was thinking logically, other than like when Bailey started off and then wasn't able to, and I do believe that probably had to do with hormones and such, as we know what happened with her. But I truly think that Haley was the only one who was thinking that she had horrible people in her ear the entire time. I can't really blame her.
She held a house meeting to tell everybody she had the hacker twist. Like, I'm not too crazy on Haley as a player.
I don't think that she was the best player, but I don't think she was a god awful player.
Which one is Haley again? Because this is how memorable some of these.
She was the one that was in a showmance with Fessy.
Oh, don't bring no.
No, Fessy's a dumbass. Fessy's a god awful player.
Haley,
no, I wouldn't say god awful.
That's a dumb player.
I want to give her more props than that, but she certainly wasn't the strongest person in that cast when it came to gameplay.
She was the best on her side, 100%.
100%.
Yeah,
I'll agree with that. But that's a pretty low bar to hop over.
Yeah, we're not talking high.
But that's half the cast, Tyler. It's half the cast.
Besides Swaggy, Haley, like we're right here, right?
Listen, Caitlin Herman was the best player at that season. Let's be real.
I mean,
I'm kidding.
Struck a nerve.
One other thing I really liked about this premiere is that we're back to like the cheesy like finding the keys somewhere. I said to Allison,
I bitch about this every year.
I said if Allison were cast on Big Brother, she would like find her key like sifting through the litter box or something.
Yeah, every morning I feed my cats and I clean the cat boxes. It would be in the litter box.
Your key.
My favorite's like I never thought this would have been right here. That's not how I would have hit it. You just hit it 2 minutes ago before you were
Listen, here's the
They're
thing.
so awkward, but like whatever. I love it. It's like a tradition for Big Brother at this point.
Box, y'all. Look,
if we're gonna bring those back,
oh my
bring
God!
back
Look,
the damn wheel. Bring back my nominations in a wheel box.
Preach.
Bring it back.
I love it. Listen, look what's under this big Finley cat turd. It's just a steaming turd on top of my key.
And then I like the idea of you having to like wipe it off.
Oh my God, y'all! It's my key.
My name is Al. It's Allison.
But then when Tyler said Beth whips open that fan and her key pops out.
It smacks her.
Oh my God. Okay, for timeout. The amount of times I've whacked myself in the face with the fan, and this time only to be whacked in the face with the key coming out of the fan would be so poetic. Oh, I have a broken nose, but I'm going to Big Brother. Like, I mean, that would be me.
What was the wheel? I can't remember the wheel.
When a nomination ceremony, Allison, you are safe. Spin it. Pull their key. Beth, you are safe. Next person, and there's 2 names left.
Yeah, there was some drama to the key order and stuff.
I 100% agree. The 2 seasons I've watched with the key wheel, because Gibson just is I am not a super fan in the sense that I've watched a lot of seasons. I've literally only watched 10 and then 15 to present, including BBOTs.
I miss the key wheel.
So, but I agree. I think the key wheel added so much layer of like drama and tension and like
You are
the
safe.
little side looks people would give
Spitting
each
in
other,
there.
like, you're safe. And then somebody would like roll their eyes and I'm like, oh, give me that. Come
I
on.
missed it so much.
Love that.
So some more notes I had. They teased that this is the biggest cash prize they've ever offered on Big Brother. That is not true. In Big Brother 6, they offered $1 million if both of their partner that they like secretly came into the game with made it to the end together. They would get $1 million instead of 500,000. So Julie, check your math. She said on Instagram story today that she watches the live feeds for hours.
No,
Julie,
she doesn't
you
watch the
have never
show.
watched the live feeds. Like, don't give me that crap at all. You are no Arissa Cox.
She doesn't watch an
First of
episode.
all,
Allison, or not Allison.
Already that almost pulled it off.
Okay, Julie, you fully thought Memphis was running the house in BB22. So, like, you have no leg to stand on when it comes to
So
watch
did
the
Kevin
show.
apparently on Twitter tonight.
Oh, God, I wish we could bring that up.
Oh my God.
Janelle.
Queen Janelle.
I said to Tyler, I said, I need her to teach me in the ways of verbal kung fu because
real.
it was the most
Allison,
amazing
you do
thing
not need to know the ways. You fully already know them. I need
That's
you
true.
and her to
Once you have the
run
fly
a
swatter in
session.
hand, yeah.
I need it. It's on the wall over there, over my Finley shrine that I need
Yeah.
to bring back. Over here.
Wow.
Ended with the
Okay, yeah. So like Joseph says, Maggie won 500,000. Her partner was, but I'm saying like they offered the $1 million if Maggie had Eric come to the end with her. That's what I mean. I'm sorry.
So can I ask a question? Is that Eric Stein?
No, that's Cappy. He was this
Gotcha.
like little
Okay.
like 4-foot like firefighter who was like a cult leader in the house. It was crazy.
Gotcha.
Very good season.
Watch it with the little 4 foot. I may be 4'11". Well, technically, I've shrunk a little, so I'm a little under 4'11" because the shrinking has started. Thank you,
Another thing, Andrew and I were speculating in our chat because like we could not shut up during this premiere because we just had so many like thoughts. But Andrew brought up a good point. Like, so you know how like they have like the house guests like watch like the competition from down below.
Mhm.
Is that like we saw Dr. Will like come out there in his robe last year, but that was like the only time they really used that. I really hope, and Andrew was like kind of speculating that maybe it's like an open parlor for like the house guests to like hang out outside. I think that would be really cool if they did that.
There were chairs up there. I couldn't tell at times if those chairs were a part of the background or if they were the foreground, but I'm pretty sure they were in the foreground because of the 3D with the plants coming out and the chairs looked in front of the plants. So there was chairs up there and looked like a little kind of almost bar table little area up there.
Yeah.
So it looked usable and it looked functional. I think that would be a great aspect and a great hangout. I think that'd be a great
place to eavesdrop.
Yeah.
Can I say something that did bother me about the balcony? I don't think they should have been allowed to cheer because the first group didn't have that distraction.
I don't think they should have been allowed to watch. Period.
Yeah,
I don't think that they should have been able to watch and congregate up there outside of their groups. I think the first time we should have seen them was on camera, like together. Like now I have to sit back and go, well, they were clearly talking to each other up there. So that we missed out on those introductions between the different
Not only
groups.
that, but they see like the first group saw like everybody's diary or cast photos on the memory wall, which I thought was like a little unfair as well.
Wait, what do you mean?
Their pictures were already up.
Their pictures on the like that memory wall should have just been like blank until like they like all 16 of them walked in together because like they can start getting like first impressions kind of thing.
So in full disclosure, I missed like the first 10 minutes of the episode because I've been moving. This is my first night in my new apartment, and I was still coming back from dinner. So good time.
Yeah. But yeah, so I thought that like the first group, so like Travis, Derek, Frenchie, and Xavier had a little bit of an advantage. Kind of, I feel like they got more like first impressions of like everybody coming in and like time to like talk like the 4 of them. I wouldn't be surprised if like we see on Sunday that like those 4 guys kind of like struck like a deal to like keep each other safe for like the first couple weeks.
I totally agree. But I also think like you also have to factor in the first group of women with their first group of men had way more of an opportunity to mix and mingle as well. So I'm interested to see how this all works. And we've seen plenty of times the people who get into the room together first are like the first alliance to crumble within like a few days. So maybe it ends up not being a big deal at all. Regardless of that fact, I would have liked to have seen it and heard it.
It's not even the mingling. It's you got to watch other people compete that didn't get to watch you compete. And to me, that's a lot of information to be able to look at and say, Frenchie, you have to see how good everybody did on the competition. When the people in the last group, like Claire, she doesn't have as much of a competition staple as some of these other people. To watch how Christian did that competition shows that Christian has some strategy to him and to be able to do that. And for some people to be able to see that and some people to not be able to see that, that's where I think the unfairness comes in.
I 100% agree. Christian was the only one who played that entire competition out of all 16 people the way I would have done it, which is put it all out on the ground and figure out the order there, and then put it in order.
Which is the way Caitlin Herman should have done it.
Oh my God! We always got to go there. That will never go away.
That's also, by the way, that's also how you play BB Comics.
True.
Yeah.
Just put that out there.
You know, when Caitlin Herman dies on her tombstone, there's going to be a little statue.
This went to a dark ass place
little,
I was not expecting.
It's going to be the little bitty person sitting on top of her grave, put together correctly.
Wait, is her gravestone going to just be?
It could just be her gravestone.
Wow.
It could. I'm just throwing it out there. It's an idea.
And
Who
y'all
would
call
want
me
that?
grumpy. And y'all call me.
I'm morbid as hell. Do you want to know the list of the shows I've been watching lately? No, you do not.
So I want to end tonight by just asking you guys some rapid fire questions. Because I made a TikTok today. It took me 30 minutes. To
I
make
still didn't watch it.
Jesus
Remember when I was like, I'm gonna watch it
Christ.
right now, and then I like fully just got in my car and kept driving.
You're fine.
All I
My-
thought was this is another Sora TikTok I got to sit through. Jesus,
it
you're worse
wasn't,
than
but
me
it
and my
took-
cat.
It took like 30 minutes for me to understand like the user interface to make the TikTok. So I put some effort into this.
You're like me.
Okay, so who is our winner picks?
Claire.
Fuck, I don't know. If I don't know.
I'm gonna say Kyland. That's what I said in the draft. I'm sticking with Kyland even after tonight.
Claire's a good pick. Kylan's an interesting pick. Not a bad one, but I just think interesting.
I really get Ty energy from him, from BB Can 9.
Man, I really feel like, and I'm just going off the algorithm of this show. Travis.
Yeah.
One of those two. I know.
What a
I know for
surefire way to make sure the season just plummets.
Like,
it's so high.
To
That's
watch
the
Sunday
final
night
two.
at 7 o'clock. Allison
Christian.
has just jinxed the entire season.
Christian and Travis are the final two.
God.
With Whitney as the third. And they get
Tyler
her out.
Brisbane is going to enter at week
Listen,
7. And
if I say it,
No.
If I say it, it won't happen. Nothing ever happens that I say it happens. This isn't Survivor. I can, predict Survivor all day long. You think Ozza?
I think Allison.
Good pick. Yeah. Who will be the first boot? We already kind of talked about that.
Travis.
Sarah.
I'll say Sarah still. Andrew.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna go out on a limb here, even though she was my first pick of the draft. I'm gonna say Whitney.
Okay. Which two house guests will get in a showmance? I think Alyssa and Brent.
I'm thinking that.
I'm gonna go Alyssa and Christian.
You know what? I was thinking the same thing. Andrew, how are we like?
God, they would make beautiful children.
That. I thought that when he picked her. I
think
Oh,
Whitney
yeah.
and Brent.
right there.
I could
Whitney
see
and
that
Brent?
one, Beth. I could see that one.
I think Whitney and Brent.
And it's kind of Kat and Brett vibes, right?
Yes, that's exactly why. Okay,
Right.
but also just based on the intro package, this is going to sound like such a slap in the face to Brent, who I honestly don't know. And I do know that somebody mentioned it earlier in the chat, was trying to let us know this. I think it was Dazan, was saying that Brent's brothers are drag queens, or brother is a drag queen, is gay, is very like LGBTQ like friendly and all that kind of stuff. But Whitney said that she tends to like fall for like the wrong kind of guy, and all he has to do is smile at you. And then like all you saw from Brent's thing was like all you have to do is smile at a girl or at people, and I was like, oh shit, I'm calling it now. So I
I'm
think it's
gonna-
gonna be Brett and Whitney.
I'm going to change mine. I'm going to go Alyssa Kylan because Kylan gave off showmance vibes in his video
Ooh.
package.
You know what? I almost went for Whitney and Kylan. So I could see, but I feel like Whitney just gives me showmance vibes. I know she doesn't want one, but I feel like she's gonna get it.
Even though she's a
I
mom?
kind of wish Sarah was
Yeah.
single because I could go for a Claire Sarah showmance.
You know, I can't remember the last same-sex showmans we've had.
Kevin
besides
Martin.
Mike
Kevin and
Boogie
William.
and Dr. Will. Joking.
But I when Sarah said that, I was like, oh, I wish Sarah was single. I could have gone for that showmance.
I would love nothing more to see two amazing women in a showmance.
Of course.
Because like here's the thing. I truly believe yes, two men together would be great, but I think Alyssa is taken. I truly believe. I mean, actually,
I forgot.
if you listen to Zach now, apparently that was a showmance.
Yeah.
I will say, I truly believe what we think of a showmance would very much change when it's 2 women, and I honestly think it could be incredibly cool strategically.
You know how the live feeds, some of these men will go insane for these live scenes, live feeds.
There was 2 women in a show, man. Sarah Willow and came through. Let's see. So, who will be the most strategic? I think Claire will be the most strategic this season.
I just want to say, can I be in a showmance with a gay man? Like, can I be in a
You
show?
and Tyler?
Me and Derek Frazier. Oh, hell no. I'd throw him under the bus. I'd be like, nominate that little bitch right now. Just because I love you. But no, I would want to be like me and Derek Frazier. He could be my Guzman.
I love Derek. Okay, timeout. For the record, because I haven't had an opportunity to really comment on this. I honestly got such a strong team for who I liked from initial reactions, and I still continue to like all 4 of those people. I'm so excited by it.
Yeah.
I want to go back to the comment where they said that Alyssa was in a relationship or is in a relationship or taken. So was Memphis when he entered the house. And
that does not matter unless you're married, really. I'm going to be honest with you. Dr. Will was Dr. Will dated a girl in Big Brother 2 who was basically almost engaged. And that ended quickly. So it doesn't matter.
Who will call the first house meeting?
Frenchie.
I think Brittany.
Frenchie.
Excuse me, who?
Tiffany.
Bertini.
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 Yes.
Who did you say, Beth?
I said Tiffany.
I could see that.
She gives me this vibe where I just feel like she's not going to take shit from people and be like, let's air it out and let's just talk about it right now in front of everybody. I feel like she would come out smelling like roses for it too.
Listen,
I can see Derek doing it too.
I can see Tiffany doing it.
Derek F.
Mm-hmm.
He could call a house meeting easily.
Tiffany's key reveal was amazing because it was the most realistic. It was like, oh, is this my key?
She sounded just like that
and
Cardi B TikTok sound. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? She's like, oh my God, what is that?
What is that?
What is that? No, she sounded just like Cardi B. I loved it.
What is that? I could totally see Tiffany calling a house meeting because I don't think she takes shit either.
Yeah.
And I could just see her, look, we need to air this out. This needs to come out now before it goes any further because she's an older woman like me and I'm an adult. And I'm not going to sit around with this shenanigan shit. We are going to talk.
Yeah. Okay, 2 more. Who will give the best diary rooms? I think Derek X will give us the best diary rooms.
Just if you want to look at them, it's Derek F that would give.
Yeah, 100%. Derek F.
Listen, Tyler, we know how you feel about Derek X.
Okay, let's give a softball to Tyler. Who's going to be the most attractive in a swimsuit?
Derek X, and like
I'm so shocked.
I mean, I might have ordered a tennis racket on Amazon during the premiere for reasons. And he lives in New York City. Who will win America's?
Does he really?
Yeah, he like we said on the draft. He literally has like my story. Like he's from Baltimore and moved to New York City.
Exactly.
So when you said in the draft that he was gay, was that factual or just hopefulness?
I thought I saw on Twitter that he was, but like now like I can't find anywhere it's like confirming that he is. So I might have misspoken. I'm sorry if I did.
I'm the one who asked. I think I was the one who brought it up. I apologize. I thought that maybe Derek X was trans.
Oh,
because the photos were like really like
horrible.
Again, this is the second season in a row where the photos are just absolutely horrific.
Yes.
Do you remember, Tyler, when you were like, I could take better photos with my iPhone?
I said on the draft, like, if only they had a fan who was like a really good like portrait photographer that would totally do these photos for free. If only they knew somebody that could do that.
I could take better pictures with an iPhone 3. What's that?
I'm sorry. Miles in the chat has the wrong Derek that we're talking. We're talking about Derek X, not Derek F.
Yeah. And then who will win America's favorite? I'm gonna say Azza for that.
Kyland. I'm gonna say Kyland.
Claire.
I'm gonna go Claire.
I think because I really think you're going to see a galvanized. I think Claire actually has the potential to bring together the casuals and the feedsters.
I agree.
I'm not going to go Claire. I'm not going to go Claire because my winner pick can't be my America's favorite pick because you can't get America's favorite if you're a winner and Claire's winning this game.
I mean, technically, we don't know that.
We actually don't know that for sure. You know what? I'm not going to say what I'm going to say. I'm going to ask if I can ask this at some time. It'll be great.
So I'm going to go for America's favorite. I'm going to go Brittany D'Angelo.
Brittany.
America's favorite as Brittany? No.
Tyler's like, okay, wait, what?
No. I also had a question that I left out. But who is going to be consistently ranked last on Jokers? I feel like it's either going to be Brittany or Travis.
Can I just say something? I don't get the Brittany hate. I really don't.
I don't hate her at all.
I just see her like doing like the guys' dirty work and like not working with women. That's like the vibe that I get from her.
I see her being kind of the outlier who will just do anybody's dirty work because nobody's working with her. And I don't say that in a mean way. I say that I think that's what ultimately happens for people. Like think of like an Ian. Think of like people who have been neurodivergent in the past. He's not neurodivergent to our knowledge, but like, I mean, people who tend to be a little quirky, like fall into that group, but like Steve Moses was like the same way in his season, like kind of did the bidding of what made sense for him in the moment, you know?
Yeah, but I don't get that. I don't get that energy from Brittany. I get more like Christmas energy from Brittany.
I'm about to blow everybody's mind.
I don't get Christmas energy.
I'm about to blow everybody's mind.
Blow me.
Take Brittany, put about 20 to 30 to 40 years on her, give her red hair, and put her from New Orleans, Louisiana.
Rennie.
Yes! She is
Rennie.
Oh,
you better not.
You better not.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I know my time zones. I know my time zones, dude.
My time zones.
Put her red hair, stick her in New Orleans, Louisiana. I get Rennie vibes from her. I do.
No, I'm not lying. I think you're absolutely right. But like, that's exactly my point is that I'm really hoping Brittany breaks this mold of what people's preconceived notions of her, and myself included. And I will already say, it's inappropriate.
I love that we have multiple people in the chat say, it's inappropriate.
We brought back Big Brother 10, okay?
We really did. I just watching her tonight, and I'll be 100% honest. My head has not been in the pregame like it has been the past few years, just with everything else going on. Watching her tonight, I don't get the vibes that people are saying. I don't get the Christmas vibes. I get the like, oh, she might be a little strong personality-wise, but I don't get the like, oh, she's Christmas vibes. I get the like. I definitely think I get Rennie vibes from her.
She almost won the comp. She almost won that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just don't.
and I'll say, I hope I'm wrong. You know,
Yeah,
like
of course.
these are just first impressions. Like we have every right to say like 2 weeks from now that like this is the worst season ever. I'm sure I will come on this show and say that.
You will.
But yeah,
okay.
that's just the first impression I get.
That's the last question. How long until Tyler quits this season? I give it a solid 16 days.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go with 2 weeks from tonight. He's gonna have an issue, a
14
hardcore
days.
meltdown.
I will say
14 days.
the third week of this stupid team's twist. I'm gonna come on here and say it's ruining the season. It's got to go. Even though like it's been confirmed that it's only gonna last 4 weeks, which like thank God. But like that third week is just gonna be like, oh my God, we have another week of this.
I'm gonna give him 99 days. I think Tyler makes it the whole season. I think this is gonna be the winner of a season.
Wow.
Hey, I did say this is a new era for Big Brother, and
Andrew's coming in with hot takes tonight, and I'm here for it.
No, but I will say I think we're in the Clara era of Big Brother.
God, can we end this show, please? I can't with you.
I really have high hopes for Claire.
Dad jokes.
That was
Tyler. That was a dad joke.
I had gotten a message previously before this with some comparisons, and I think that we just did that Rennie comparison. I think it's fair of me to bring this up. Somebody compared in my DMs Claire to Audrey, and I don't get that at all.
No.
I think they're taking the super fan aspect of it, because it was an order. So like I think they're coming from the fact that they're coming from that and they're giving her that vibe.
I think that's a fair assessment. But I don't get the same energy.
Claire's not going to put a towel on and hide in a room. It's just not going to happen.
Oh yeah, there's not going to be blanketing going on.
But also, I think that I can already tell personality-wise, you're talking about two very different people.
100%.
I felt like Audrey's somebody who is very in her head, but then can like is gonna try to come at you very strategically and like very directly in a conversation. I don't get that vibe from Claire. I think that she's gonna come across as very like bubbly and thoughtful and those kind of things, and is going to more, rather than telling you what the information is, I think that she's going to find like more like not overt. What am I trying to say? The opposite of overt ways to like manipulate you.
I get Alex Willett vibes from her.
Yes,
Ooh.
that's a great comparison.
Great comparison.
Yeah.
But I loved in her video package her talking about how she's all smart and strategic, and then they have her playing Yahtzee, right? Like,
I feel like she's going to have a strong messy bun game as well.
My partner
in
said that
she can align with Audrey because they both have like really good messy buns.
Yes,
but
that's there you go.
my partner
There's the
said that he
comparison.
gets like very like Danny Donato vibes from her too, which I could kind of see as well. So we'll see. But
we'll see.
any last thoughts before we sign off?
Well, can we just look at both the team breakdown and then what our draft breakdowns are?
So this is the like official team breakdown.
So if we're breaking down these teams, the Jokers who are in yellow are safe. I currently have 2 members on there, which is Derek F. and Azza. Who is Frenchie and Brittany?
I have Brittany.
I have Frenchie.
Okay. Who is on Aces? So that's Whitney's team, right? I don't have anybody on Aces.
I have Brent
and Hannah.
I don't have anybody on that team.
So you have Whitney and Hannah?
No, I have Derek X. Excuse me. How can I
have Whitney and Hannah?
Okay. Everybody at 103:23. Tyler forgot he had his crush on his team.
I just was thinking that.
So let's just put that out there.
Unlike Amon, at least I drafted him. Okay.
I mean, for real. And then we have the Kings, which is Christian's team. I have Christian.
I have Xavier.
Let's see. I had Sarah.
And you have Alyssa. That was your first pick, Tyler.
Oh, that's right. God, what am I'm like on something tonight.
Wow.
I'm not.
Right,
I'm
it's
not.
probably
But,
Ebels. I have Claire and Travis from the Queens.
And I have Tiffany.
and I have Kyland.
Okay. So
we're pretty spread out here.
Is safe, half my team is safe. Allison has the HOH. And Andrew's looking good with Brittany for being safe. And Tyler not looking so good in this first round.
Yeah, I think like my team is like definitely the most vulnerable here.
Sure.
So we'll see how it shakes out. I will. I'll share the screen for our official draft now.
Great.
Now that we have Beth here with us.
And also,
Here we
thank
go.
you to Kim Matina for doing a great job filling in for me.
Yes, she was such a good.
I want to have true conversations with someone about reality television. Kim Matina is. I mean, her insight.
She's the real deal.
Is incredible.
Listen, I told her she can hold my earrings and shoes anytime it's about to go down.
She is one of the most amazing people you'll ever meet. The winner of the Questers.
It's true.
Man, my team just doesn't look messy anymore. I don't know, except I hate Travis. Other than that, I'm fine with everybody. I hate Tyler for making me go first because that's how I ended up with Travis. But the karma bit him in his little dingle because I got Claire.
Listen, you picked Brent first out of 16 people. So
listen, because I'm going off an algorithm. Okay, I'm going off the Allison algorithm. You're talking to someone who sent in an audition tape on VHS.
Remind me which team out of 7 teams for BBK 9 was like the first team out of the draft. I think it was Allison's.
I'm not talking about Big Brother Canada. I'm talking about the Big Brother United States.
I would also wait. I think it's important to once again mention that Beth not only had the first boot of our draft, but also had the winner. So bookended it for BBK 9.
That is true. Yep. And I also picked the winner for actually the final 2 for last.
It's okay. He'll go on all night.
Beth, I do have to say, I have a confession to make for
Tyler.
you.
Yes.
Did you watch the draft episode?
I watched about like the first 20 minutes of it.
Okay, I did compare you to someone in the cast.
I don't know if I caught that.
I compared you to Sarah.
It's a compliment now.
Oh, I can see that. I
I gave you a Sarah comparison.
I mean, maybe that's why I came so gung ho, like in the very beginning of this show, being like, I don't think Sarah's weak.
My favorite part is, okay, so I watch a little anime and I watch a little video games, and Sarah is very big about this. And then one point in the competition, she did like the little anime pose over to the side, and I was
it was cute.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
She did the little pose, and I was like, oh. But yeah, I did compare you to Sarah.
I find that to be a huge compliment. I'm here for it.
There you go. So if you are watching this on YouTube, definitely leave a comment who you think has the best draft team. And also, if you want to answer some of those rapid fire questions, we want to hear from you guys. Lock in those predictions so we can laugh at how wrong we were after the season's all done and everything.
Except for Team Beth, which is 100% going to be the Final Four. Yep. Mm-hmm. Great.
That would be a sexy Final Four.
Wouldn't that be great
cool.
if one of these, if one of our draft teams were the Final Four?
In all honesty, I think our draft teams are very well balanced.
I think so too.
You know what? Someone in the chat pointed out something that I'm just now really kind of noticing, with the exception of like maybe Kyland. They are all wearing the same outfit that they wore in the premiere tonight, even Whitney down to her hair. So do you think tonight's show was pre-taped possibly?
I don't think so. I think it was still live. I think the diary rooms that they showed were like recorded like a few hours before or something like that, because they were in the same exact outfits for that. I think that like it's just easier for like the casual audience to like recognize who these people are if they're in the same like style outfit. So like Frenchie in like the camo, for instance, like I'm sure he doesn't wear camo every day in his like real life, but like
I'm
just for like
sure he
does. But you know what I mean, like the whole like archetype like of it all. You know what I mean? They are like in their essence, they are a TV character that they're trying to.
Did you like the pre-tape DRs?
I did.
I didn't.
Oh, I did. I liked them.
I like the new
for
background.
What the purpose was.
To me, it was. I don't know. It didn't make it feel a little less live for me, right?
It felt like dead air that we had a lot of in the premiere last year. You know what I mean? Like them like walking to the backyard. We just sprinkle in like a diary room here and there with like some generic like, I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. You know, that's better than just like awkward silence.
Oh, I thought
you meant.
I thought you meant for like the competition. I didn't realize you meant like on the way out to the.
I meant the pre-tape, like they're walking through the house and they're making those little comments. That to me, that just didn't feel live, right?
Grandpa.
Thank you, Beth.
Adrian Celeste in the chat just said, Beth, we actually got 4 people from the LGBTQ community. I saw Kylan's tweet that he's pan.
Yes. Perfect.
We love that. We love a pansexual. What a king.
Adrian, can you confirm to me if Derek X is gay? I feel like Adrian
Oh my God.
always
Where's Tim?
knows the tea for that.
Tim.
No,
need
just for
Tim on here.
representation's sake. I just don't want to misrepresent somebody when talking about them.
He's trying to create a menage a trois. Tim.
I don't know what that means.
But threesome, right?
So,
You don't know what menage a trois means?
You don't know what menage
No.
a trois means?
No.
It's French for threesome.
I've heard the word menage a trois, but I don't get along. I don't get along with
I
French
can't.
people very well.
It
so-
means
Done.
3 bodies. So
Yeah, 3.
It's a threesome.
Okay, well there you
Menage a
go.
trois.
You learn something new every day, folks. I don't know what else to say.
Oh, Jesus.
Any last thoughts before we sign off?
what is your next show schedule? When can people come back and watch more coverage? What's your BB coverage?
I would like to do a Sunday show just this week, whoever can make it after the show. Andrew, are you free? Or we can, okay, we can talk about it. It can be a short show just because we don't do Sunday shows normally, but I personally would like to just because of everything that's going on.
It's an important episode because you're literally not, that's the first time you're getting raw coverage, right?
Yeah, I agree.
And I'm going to look like Sunday, so don't expect all this glam.
I may or may not be able to do Sunday. We'll find out.
I definitely will not. I'm shooting a wedding in Philly that day, so I definitely won't be able to. But
I may be in the Hamptons this weekend.
Andrew, it's going to be an AA meeting. What did you say?
Beth was like, I'm going to be in the Hamptons this week.
I said
I'm
going
gonna be in the Hamptons
this weekend in talent.
Okay, Kelly Ripa.
Excuse me.
No, my cousin's going to be out there and invited me to come with. And so I was like, you know
I
what?
have family in the Hamptons. That's
I'm
so
going to be
much
in
more
hot
relatable.
as balls, Memphis. Okay.
Well, therefore, Tyler, you're not going to get invited anymore.
True. I'm way too trash for the
does
Hamptons.
that mean I get to make the thumbnail? Does that mean I get to make the thumbnail?
No.
I'm
That
here
is
for
a hard
All right,
no.
all in favor of Allison doing the thumbnail, say aye.
No, because we're
I'm
gonna end
voting.
up with a little thing that's like a Photoshop nightmare that says pit collage in the corner that she can't get rid of.
Hey, I've moved on to layout.
Little watermark in a
I've
corner.
moved on to layout. Okay.
It's going to have like Finley going.
I'm going to throw
Well,
Finley in
looking-
there. Yeah, gotta have my cat.
Henning says he's free on Sundays, which brings up a good point.
Yes.
We want to bring all of our. I feel like so Thursday will be just the regular crew, but our Sunday/Tuesday-ish show will be more grab bag, having guests our patrons, the wonderful Matt Henning. So we will be sprinkling in lots of fun guests and getting different perspectives throughout the season and everything. So yeah. Romero asked, what time do the live feeds start? That's a very good question.
12:45 a.m.-ish, apparently.
In less than 2 hours, I think.
Eastern.
They have to wait for the West Coast to finish airing.
Yeah, it's
So
1 hour and
basically
50 minutes, so it's less than 2 hours.
If you go to the live feeds right now, it does have a countdown.
Oh, there you
Okay,
go.
whoa. I have not signed on yet. Is it on Paramount?
All
It's
I'm
not-
saying is that I
Yes.
said 12:45 a.m. Eastern, and bitch, that is exactly what the countdown says. So
On the news.
There you go.
Countdown before the episode. I'm just kidding.
moving.
All right, well,
yes,
guys.
Yowie, we should definitely have you on because
Yes.
Yowie hasn't been on yet, right?
Come on, reach out to us.
If you are a patron,
Yes,
please reach out on Patreon to tell us that you would like to come on, and then we will make sure to get you.
You got to message us there.
And
that
if
way
you're
we see
not
it.
a patron, become a patron and then message them on Patreon.
You
Yes,
know, Andrew's just killing it with the plugs here at the end of the show.
It's Patreon/My Weekly Meltdown.
Patreon.com/myweeklymeltdown.
Right. And also subscribe to My Weekly Meltdown on YouTube's, and you get the notifications when we go live.
Yep.
Because
We're also
my mother is having the worst time trying to get on YouTube.
And
I was trying to walk her through it. It's a nightmare. I don't know what she has done or what app she has loaded to her phone, but
and there
everyone,
is a new
my mother
patron-
sends her love.
There's a new patron show coming out called Beth and Tyler Take New York. So
Yes.
it's through YouTube.
Sam, he says he doesn't have the money to be a patron. Any of our regulars are welcome to reach out to us
Of
on
course.
Twitter,
Yes,
Facebook,
of
Instagram,
course.
whatever. We know you guys well, so like there's always room for you guys on one of our shows. So
That's
don't let that,
exactly a great point. Anything that you can do, some really quick free ways to support our show. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. That includes also on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Leave us a review, like the videos, leave us comments, tweet out, share our videos, all those things. Those are all free, wonderful ways to support the show. If you enjoy the content that you're seeing here, no, CJ needs to be stopped.
No, I need to see it.
And just know, like, we know who our regulars are. We would love to have regulars. We will probably prioritize patrons, but we will love to have like our regulars on as well.
I gotcha. Listen, at least y'all know what the address is. I made my little video the other day and I said you need to get on my weekly meltdown /patreon.com.
Well, that's a
my
moment.
Video, but I corrected it in the video because that's how I roll.
Yeah,
Who
it was a
doesn't want me
wonderful
to edit
video.
the video?
Awesome,
Thanks,
Miles.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Andrew and I will be back Sunday immediately after the show. I think that'll be 9/8 Central. Matt Henning, shoot me a message if you're available. Maybe the three of us can get together. I'll make the thumbnail, and in case I will have a thumbnail on file just in case Tyler's too busy on Sunday.
I will never be too busy for that.
Never be too
Tyler's
busy.
about to hang up on this call and immediately.
Can I say something? Tyler, Thursday, Tyler went into a straight panic because I started advertising for the show with my own thumbnail. And it wasn't even a bad thumbnail. It was a Big Brother thing I cut and pasted off the internet. And he's like, can you please take that down and just redo it because I can't. And I'm like, Jesus.
And then she posts a picture like 15 minutes later and says, I redid it, and it's the same thumbnail.
And I said, but you can't see it. But I did change it.
It was a moment. I just watched
Tyler
all the
so much.
messages come in and said, this is great.
Who needs live feeds, right?
Tyler is a type A. and
When
needs
you have
to-
Allison Kelly, who needs live feeds?
You should get a shirt that says that.
No comment.
Anyway, guys, it's been fun. I'm for the first time in a long time, I'm so excited.
Summer has started.
Summer has started. It's
Yes.
Christmas in July, y'all. It's going to be great. Yes, Sam, let Allison make the thumbnail. We'll have a thumbnail off. We'll see who. Maybe we'll put it on Twitter and vote and see who
I
gets
can make
wins.
one thumbnail, and it's right here. This is the only thumbnail I'm good at creating.
All right, let's get out of here because I got to pee again, and Lily's over it. Okay, she's over it.
All right. Well, everybody have a great rest of your night. We'll see you guys on Sunday in some capacity, and have a good weekend. And yeah, we'll see you guys soon. Bye.